Hello, everyone. It's if it's a video, welcome to Video Games California. It's the left coast where we're here to rank the video games. It's time once again. It's Friday, and we're here to play some 8-bit Nintendo games and get some more on the list. We've got 171 games on our list so far. This scientific ranking of every game released in the in North America for the 8-bit Nintendo Entertainment System it's filling out, man. It's filling out. Soon we'll have a top 200. Crazy. Well, not that soon, actually. I'm thinking about it like, probably another 3, 4, about another month and a half or something. Anyway, the list is taking shape here. I'm pretty happy with where it's at right now. We had a real crazy moment last week where we got a new number one in the form of Bionic Commando, and that's incredible. That's an incredible video game. And so we've got this, I think we've got a very sick top 10. Apologies to Solomon's Key. Well, hey, with Solomon's Key, did you think Solomon's Key was going to hang out in the top 10 forever? I could buy it. I could believe it. But sadly for Solomon's Key and everyone at Tecmo that I know was hanging on and hoping to have 2 games in the top 10. But, hey, Rygar is still there. Still hanging on. Down here at the bottom, we've got just a disaster factory. Where does the nightmare start? If we're really thinking about it, where's the worst stuff? It's probably here. It's probably from Caveman Games on down is probably the disaster zone. You could argue that maybe actually it starts at Tubin. Because Fisher Price Firehouse Rescue is a it's a kid's game kind of. I don't know that you. No, because ostensibly when we think about the number one demographic for these games when they came out, they were kind of all kids games. I knew more adults. This is more of a factor of my upbringing, I suppose, than anything else. But I spoke with more adults that played games on this platform than I did kids. I didn't really know a lot of kids in school that had a Nintendo or cared about video games at all. I don't know. It just it just wasn't. They weren't. I don't know. They were into the 49ers, I guess. You had to make your choice. There were like a small handful of us that cared about computers and video games, and then everyone else was just into, I don't know, football or whatever. Fucking preppy shit, man. We've got a fresh list today. If you want to suggest games for the list, you can do that. We've built it in such a way that is possible. You can sign up over at patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann. You can join the Gerstmann Advisory Panel and get access to the post where I am taking suggestions from. As always, I like to start out with a little something from me. And we were playing this. I was testing out some stream layout stuff and played some of this, and I thought, well, we kind of cracked the seal on it, so we should probably do it for real. Oh, I forgot to launch the other stuff. I forgot to get the other stuff up and running. Let's do that real quick here. It's very fancy. And then we've got that as well. That doesn't look great, so we'll fix it like so. Okay. And then we'll hit this button. And we'll drag these windows over here so they don't have to be in the way on my desktop. As you can see, I was playing Berserk for the Vectrix the other night. But let's get into something else here. It is a game called Mario Brothers. Mario Brothers. They're just little here. They're just small. No mushrooms. No bull crap. Oh! Okay, so this doesn't have the animation. Wow. This doesn't have the animation of them. So in the arcade version, they get out of their shell, they kick the shell to knock it over again, and then get back in the shell and get back up. I need to double check that I just, like, that my eyes aren't broken, because that's a really crazy thing to not have. Yeah, it doesn't have it. That's really crazy. I mean, you know, hey, just one more way that these games are not as good as their arcade counterpart. That's, I think, you know, we go back and even Donkey Kong on the NES is not what you want it to be. That was always such a fun, that's like a really solid, like, fun animation, right? I don't, that's disappointing. All right. It also doesn't have, there were little intros in the arcade version that would introduce you to each new character and show you, like, this guy, you have to hit him twice. Like there were little, like, demo things between levels when they would introduce. Oh god, I missed that jump. I missed that jump about as much as you could miss it. All right. Also kind of interesting that, you know, like when you think about this game mechanically and you think about this game as a precursor to Super Mario Brothers, and you look at what they kept and what they got rid of, like, it's interesting, you know, kind of how the turtles operate in this game, how the rule, you know, you can't jump on anyone's head in this game, for example. But that, for the style of platformer they were making with Super Mario Brothers, I think that makes a ton of sense, because if you could only hit them from underneath, then the level design would have to be drastically different, right? These fighter flies didn't really make much of an appearance outside of this game. They're in Super Mario Land, the Game Boy game. But that's kind of it. And I guess this is the first, like, arcade appearance of Luigi. Maybe he appeared in a Game & Watch game or something that I'm not aware of, but... This game felt like a step up in arcades, I guess I should say. As something that came after Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. It's a game that, like, seemed like a big deal, I guess. I don't know. You know, simultaneous multiplayer and some of the weird interactions you could have with another player, you know, hitting them from underneath or whatever to screw them up if you wanted to. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be it. We're not gonna get them all. So in a weird way, when we think about the modern Super Mario Brothers games and how they've handled the simultaneous multiplayer and how it's sort of a shit show, this game could also be that type of shit show. Ah. No, they'll turn around and get him here. But I feel like in a lot of ways, you know, this is also the game that kind of like codified Mario. Well, I guess, was he Mario by the time Donkey Kong Jr. came out? Or was he still Jumpman? I think they had started calling him Mario by then. But I'm not 100% sure of that. Gotta get up there and get this fucker. I played a lot of this game at home. Probably on an Atari 800 or something. It's kind of the other thing is that, you know, the days of the Famicom also sort of overlap with an era when Nintendo was still licensing out home versions of its games to other producers, you know? And so a lot of these early-ish... Oh, no. Ugh. Fuck. I blew it. So yeah, Mario Brothers. It's to me, this was the third game in the series because I never saw a Donkey Kong 3 cabinet until at least the 90s, if not later. You know, I'd heard of Donkey Kong 3. I knew it was a thing. I knew that Stanley the Bugman was in it, and it wasn't an actual... You know, like Mario wasn't in it and how weird that was, but like I hadn't encountered that game until years later. So the lineage for me in arcades was Donkey Kong, and then Donkey Kong Jr., and then this. And Donkey Kong Jr. is pretty much the same hardware. Like it's a very similar game, right? But this was the game that felt like okay, this is a step forward, like across the board in terms of mechanics and the things you were doing. It's still a single screen arcade game and all of those things. So I guess, like, point being, this game doesn't really get talked about much anymore, but I think the original Mario Brothers was a very big deal back in its day. Now, that said, it's another game that when we think about it in the context of the NES, this is, 5 years later or something, and here in the States, this maybe wasn't the case in Japan. All of those games came out on the same day, basically. It was like, here's Donkey Kong, here's Mario Brothers, here's Super Mario Brothers. And so the idea of Mario Brothers all those years later on a home machine was not that exciting. Especially because I had, Mario Brothers had already come home to the previous generation of consoles and computers and all of that sort of stuff, So there was this sort of, I don't know, like when I look back on it now, it feels like it was just like they've got to get their back catalog out of the way. They've got all these games that came out on Famicom because the Famicom has been out in Japan for years and years and years. But those games still matter. They're still the only games they've got to release, so they put them out anyway. And so this game, by the time the NES comes around, 87, 86, 85, kind of in those anyway, by the time the NES comes out in the US, this game is not especially interesting. I do think it's cool. It's a fun game. Simultaneous multiplayer in it is fun. You can fuck up your other. You can fuck up your brother. And that's a good time. Don't get me wrong, but it's a game whose time had kind of come and gone at least once already, if not twice, between the arcade release and the eventual home release on a lot of those other platforms. And so here on the Famicom, here on the NES, it's just like, and whatever, like this is not why you're here. And maybe you rented it and you ended up with a copy of that sort of stuff somehow, and you're like, okay, cool. Like it's still Mario Brothers and whatever else, but yeah, it's certainly no Super Mario Brothers. But as far as the arcade ports go, as much as I don't like that it doesn't have that turtle shell animation, it's fine. It's I'd say it's lacking in variety compared to something like a Bubble Bobble. There's not much more of the game than we saw there. I don't know. I think the Fighter Fly is the last actual enemy that they add to the game. And so I want to say from there, it's just like kind of the same thing over and over again. I don't know that there are any new enemies past the Fighter Fly. And so it's a relatively simple game. It always was. It was a much bigger deal in arcades, and I think the arcade version maybe feels a little bit better. I like this game. I think it's again, I think it's certainly something that like matters in the grand scheme of video game history and all of that. You can't get to Super Mario Brothers without Mario Brothers, and you see some of the charm of Nintendo's art style and animation and all of that sort of stuff, I think kind of in you know, you see some of that stuff start to come out throughout these games. You know, Donkey Kong Jr., I think, actually is a really good example of that in some spots as well. Not so much Donkey Kong, other than Donkey Kong himself. But at the same time, I mean, this is a better game than Donkey Kong for sure. So I think we're probably... And that's mostly because of Donkey Kong missing a stage and some of that stuff. You know, I actually, you know, if you're asking me my preferences here, would you just straight up, would you rather play Mario Brothers or Donkey Kong? I think these days I would probably say Donkey Kong. Back when they were all new games or newish, I would have probably said Mario Brothers. You know, Mario Brothers and Popeye, that kind of next wave of Nintendo classics or whatever. Mario is better than this port of Galaga. But that might be where that might be where it stops. It's no Cabal. Maniac Mansion, as much as I think that port has its flaws, you know, is deep down still kind of Maniac Mansion. And so that means Mario Brothers is our new number 89. Congratulations to Mario and his brother, whatever that guy's name is. All right, we've got another black box classic coming at you. This is a weird game because I feel like I would rather play the Japanese version, but that's not what we're doing here. Come on now. Come on now. Try to even up this lighting on my face a little bit. Do I need to? Okay, I guess I do need to push it again. 10-yard fight. It's a football game, sort of. The US version is significantly more of a football game than the Japanese version. The Japanese version is fascinating because they made it so you only play offense, and it's like a score, like you have a score like any other arcade game, as opposed to like points like a football game. So when they brought it to the US, it's like they sat down and said, okay, in the United States, they know what football is, so we kind of have to do something that's a little bit closer to actual football. All right, not a bad return. So when the play starts, this guy will start. Your one of your guys will start walking across the screen. Oh. So that guy the guy walking across right now will go out for a pass when the play starts. And so what I can do is I can go bop. Oh, wait, no, what? No, how did I, wait. I accidentally, did a field goal. Oh my God. I think if you hit down and the button, maybe it does that. Oh, jeez. Well, we screwed that up big time. We really messed that up as much as one could mess it up. So that in this game you play defense also, which in the original Japanese version you did not play any defense. I would argue this game would be significantly better if you didn't have to play defense, because the defense is not especially good. Interminable. This little walk. I don't know why they went for it on 4th and 9 there, but they sure did. Not 10 yards, it says. And so one button will throw to my guys on the side, and then another button will throw upfield to the receiver there. And so you can, but you'd also double pass, so I can throw it to my guy behind the line of scrimmage and then throw it again. No, I did it again. I think I'm holding down. I think if you hold down when you snap the ball, it says kick a field goal. I need to stop doing that. I don't know why I'm like out of force of habit or something. I don't. God damn it. Well, we're on the board. Am I watching the games on Sunday? I assume you'd be rooting for the Niners. No, are the Niners, it's January, so I guess the Super Bowl is coming up soon, right? Is it playoff time yet? Have they eliminated teams? I don't know. Conference games this weekend. I don't know what that means. Oh. Got bamboozled, and you can't change player on defense, so you're stuck with your guy all the way back there. There's no, you know. Chiefs, Ravens, and Niners, Lions. Okay. Aren't the Lions like legendarily terrible? Is it weird that the Lions are one of the final 4 teams? It seems like that would be crazy. Good on them, I guess. I don't know. We intercepted it. On interceptions, there's no opportunity for return. It's just your guy jumps up and down happy and the play stops. It's really kind of weird. Okay. Just gotta keep moving up the field. I need 18 inches of daylight. Yay. Okay, so now we'll kick our extra point. Just jump in there and get him. Imagine if you could just like push left or right before the play started and determine which side the guy started on. How much less time would be wasted. You know, and you can start the play at any point in that process, right? So, you know, it's you could have him run up the middle if you wanted to. But if generally speaking, if your pass goes over any opposing players, they almost always grab it. So you need kind of a direct line, like a clear line between you and the receiver to make passes. Okay. One second per step. Look at that clock. Oh. Also, instead of quarters, they've broken the clock up into halves. You know, I like that games of this era had to take weird, for whatever reason, whether it was the developers not knowing what the hell they're doing or, you know, the limitations. A lot of the different weird liberties taken with the rules of the game in a lot of these sports games. Oh, stop. Oh, I don't know if you can pick those off or not. I think you can. I think if you get in the middle of that little toss, you can grab it. I think actual football would be more engaging if every play just looked like this. If this was the only formation you were allowed to line up, is like, all right, you got one guy on either side of you. You throw it to them, and you got one guy that goes out for a pass, and I don't know. Damn it, I did it again. Stupid. Yeah, I think it's because I'm holding down on the snap. Like when you hold down on the D-pad. I don't know why I'm doing that. I've played this game off and on. I don't know why. I think it's, you know what? Because it's alphabetically, it shows up first on the playlist. When you're looking at all of the games, it's the first like non-pirate multi-cart in the list, and so I will fire it up to test out a layout or test out, you know. So 10-Yard Fight has become kind of like my test game in a lot of ways. And I guess, like, you know, the thing I would say about this is when you consider what home football games looked like in this era, but also prior to this era, if we go back to football on the Atari 2600, what else was there? Was there an Odyssey 2 game? Was there an Odyssey 2 football game? But like when we think about a real sports football for the 2600 and some of the other stuff that was happening around then, like this is head and shoulders above that crazy shit. Fourth and Inches may have been on Commodore 64 by the time this game came out in the US. But it may not have been yet when it was originally released. I don't remember. Whether it was like Fourth and Inches or was it Hard Yardage? Was that the other? And so, like, in some sick way, this is like not a terrible football game for its era. It's not something that's exactly fun to play. But I suppose you could do a lot worse. Okay. I think we march downfield here. I think we could probably get one more touchdown in here before time expires. And so in the Japanese version, you would just get points for like, you completed a pass. That's 1,000 points. And it was just treated like any other game. So it's like even more abstract. Damn it. Why am I... That's never been a problem before. I don't know. It's like literally today I am holding down on the D-pad on every snap, and I can't tell you why. I don't know why that keeps happening. I'm broken today, but what the hell? Very weird. Oh, come on. I was right on him and I hit the dive button. He should have just gone down. Oh, did the updater break? Wait, why did it go back to Mario Brothers? I could have sworn it said 10-Yard Fight on the I could have sworn the thing above me said 10-Yard Fight on it a minute ago, and now it's gone back to Mario Brothers. What just happened? That's very weird. This is all right. This is Mario Brothers now. All right. Oh God. Too bad your ass got sad. All right. God damn it. I did it again. Ah, my body is broken. I don't even realize I'm doing it. But I keep holding down on the... it's like I want to play defense or something. Like a real sicko. Okay. All right, time's expired. Can we make it happen? Bunk. This game is okay. Yeah, there's nothing. I mean, it's very rudimentary. I think, you know, you are on your way to the Super Bowl. It's extremely rudimentary, right? I mean, but also it is worlds ahead of the games appearing on previous platforms. Yeah, nowadays, if they, I wonder if there's a virtual. We're not going to find out because I'm not going to play through the entire thing. But there's a Retrobit Generations re-release of this, and I wonder if they took out the term Super Bowl and just changed it to the big game, or something like that. 10-yard fight. 10-yard fight. Everyone's talking about 10-yard fight. It's not bad for what it is. Like it plays well. Like it handles well, I would say. You know, like the you have enough control over your player to dodge those defenders, and you know the defenders get a little bit better as you move up the difficulty from high school to, you know, whatever. But it's really straight. It's overly straightforward, I guess I would say. But it's not. I mean, it's like that game's totally okay. I don't know that I necessarily have anything bad to say about it. It's just it's a very flat football game from a bygone era. You know, it's and that I would prefer the Japanese version because the playing defense is just a grim experience. But a 10-yard fight is better than Tiger Heli. Is 10-yard fight better or worse than Dino Wars' destruction of Spondylus Luslaus? I'm going to try to answer that question by answering some other questions. Is 10-yard fight better than baseball for the NES? No, it is not. Baseball is another situation where like baseball is very rudimentary. You don't even play defense really. I mean, well, you don't field the ball in baseball. It's all automatically like they run. You handle the throwing once it happens, but there's just a lot of stuff missing from baseball. Okay. So 10-yard fight, better than Spelunker, better than the TNC Surf Design games, better than baseball. But it's not better than Gyromite. Is it? It's not better than Akari Warriors. It's not better than Russian Attack. That much is plainly clear. But you know what? You know where this ends up? This goes right there. It's our new number 100. Congratulations to 10-Yard Fight, a top 100 NES game for at least the next 15 minutes. Well, we'll see. I don't know. Faith suggests the next game. I have never heard of this. I've never heard of this one, but it did come out in the US. It's from FCI, and so it has me wondering if it's like another game. Well, we'll find out. It's called Break Time. Break Time, the National Pool Tour. FCI also published Lunar Pool, if I remember correctly. Oh. All this speech is really blowing my mind. This looks way worse than Lunar Pool. All right, let's just play. Break time. That's great. I love that. Oh, let's just play. Let's play some good old-fashioned 9-ball, Bobby Brady style. Ed, Jim, Jane. Let's play against Ed. I like his hat. What's a good? I don't know. We have 4 characters. Well. Enter your name as long as it's 4 characters or less. That was not. Oh, I'm shooting off all right. I forget what the goal in this is. Is do you want to get it as close to the end without touching it? I forget. Well, he's just slamming it. Oh.
Very sad.
Ed puts the cue ball anywhere. I'm just going to very quickly look at this thing to see what the hell's going on. This thing's relying on the Retro Achievements API to pull its game data and stuff, and so I guess I'm not surprised that sometimes it's funky. Okay, since it's 9-ball, we have to start with the one. I feel okay about that angle, I guess. Well, great. Thinking. Ed, you monster. Okay, so I have to hit the 2-ball first, or it is considered a foul. So I don't... I like that I can move this anywhere on the table, I guess, as opposed to having a radius around me and then having to guess the rest. Get a protractor out and fucking line up this shot. No, that's gonna hit. That's not gonna work at all. There's too many balls in the way. There's too many balls in the way. Nope, hit the 7 first. We fouled. Ed puts the cue ball anywhere. Fuck you, Ed. That's gonna hit the 5. I think he hit the 5 first. I think that's a... I don't know. I know he fucked me over. Unless it's a foul. Okay. I feel like my only shot is to hopefully line this up in such a way that I knock the 8 in. Okay. The movement on this cursor really sucks. It's like they want you to... They wait for it to accelerate, so in case you need to do fine motion up close, but it's like... It just feels really stuttery. Ideally, we want... So when you sink the 9-ball, you win. I don't want to quit, but I do want to... It's very frustrating. Well, maybe this game doesn't have achievements. Is that when it breaks? Is that when it... Yeah. No achievements to display, so it won't pull anything if there's no achievements, I'm guessing. That's a problem. Anyway. Select the English for the shot. Okay. Yeah, that was not quite what I was looking for. Ed's thinking. Yeah, it's no side pocket, that's for sure. Yeah, Ed hit the 7 ball on that one. That's No, wait. He totally hit the 7 on his way to the 5. That's not... You heard that, right? Let's try this. This might not work out. The angle might not be right. The angle was not right. Turns out the angle was not right. So I feel like he cracked the 7 ever so slightly on his way to the 5. I feel like I got robbed there. Ed, if that is your real name. Alright. Well, hopefully I don't fuck this up. Okay. This should be a winnable game right now if I don't fuck this up. I fucked this up. But hopefully that's a shot that Ed will not make. If Ed makes this shot, we are in a fist fight outside the bar in the next 30 seconds. Ed? Ed? Fuck you, Ed. All right, let's see what the National Pool Tour looks like. I imagine it just makes it so you have to play all of the games in, you know, some kind of order as you are on tour or something, right? Like, we're going to play rotation against Mary, or, you know. Okay, that's a very nice broken map of the United States. There it is. That's the U.S. That's the U.S. made in Commodore 64 ASCII. In New York. That's not too far from where I hit it. Okay, well, she fucked up just as much as I did then. Well, slightly less, I guess. All right. Okay, different music because we're in New York. This music sounds broken, like the tempo feels like it's slipping in and out of tempo. Oh, yeah, it did not like having to do the physics of all of those balls on the break, that's for sure. There, I sunk the 9. I win. I win. I win. I win. Me. This is way more pool than I want to play. And it's so slow going. That's really the problem with it is, you know, the cursor, the like, just there's just a lot of stuff like that that's like just that make these shots take longer than you want to spend. But, you know, you can put English on the ball, you can shoot the ball. That's what more do you need? I don't know. Like, it's... But I please go in, says Susie. What do we got? But yeah, the music has a real broken vibe to it. It's very janky. I'll put it to you this way. It's no lunar pool. That much is for sure. But also, it's no Spy Hunter. It's no baseball. It's no Pinbot. It's no Zen Intergalactic Ninja. I'd rather play Tiger Heli. It's mostly because it's so very stiff. You know, like that's ultimately the the big problem with it is it's just a very stiff feeling pool game. A little more freedom on the movement and the aiming, like just some better interface work. I think would help this game. The music is jittery and funky and like that could be a lot better. It's just a very basic thing, you know, at the end of the day. You know, Marble Madness is a better game. What about this little zone right here? Is it better than Castle Quest? It's better than Silver Surfer. We can say that with some authority. It is somehow not as good as Raid on Bungling Bay. Yeah, I think that's where we're at. Here. This is, what is the full name of this? The National Pool Tour. I hadn't heard of this. It was another game that I don't think I've ever seen before. And before just now. Break Time, the National Pool Tour. There you have it. It's our new number 150. And yeah, it's just very, very, very stiff. All right, let's move on. Chubbigans brings us the next suggestion. This is a game I know I have seen and tried over the years, but like I never retain any information about this game, which is weird considering how much I loved the original. But it is known as RC Pro-Am 2. The sequel to RC Pro-Am. I guess it came out pretty late. So by 92, I was not really looking for 8-bit Nintendo games. Four players. Yeah, I mean, this is, you know, like a lot of similar sound effects and stuff to that first game for sure. Like, this has more of a Cobra Triangle vibe to it than the first game did in a weird way. You know what I mean? Question extra. Red motor. Is that good? I mean, it's one up from standard, so. Skinny tires, Knobblies, Dynafit, Scoopers. This like single color look on these icons and graphics are kind of crappy. Okay, so you just buy ammo for your existing. You can buy continues as well. Nitro. buy a red motor. Did it equip it? Okay, it says red motor. Okay, so I guess... It seems like there's some kind of bonus for like a well-timed start there too. Like I'm hitting the gas right as the time expires, or right as the... Ugh. Yeah, those roll cages will get you. Fuck. Yeah, very, very rubber bandy. We can't afford upgraded tires. Can't really afford much of anything, it looks like. So let's just keep that money and go. Not cool, the AI picking up that one up. Yeah, kind of seems like it has some of the same tracks, but with some elevation put in. Like they put some bumps and jumps into these tracks that the first game didn't have. I don't know. This doesn't feel as good as the first game in a lot of ways. Like it's very similar. But it's not quite there. That fucking airplane blew me up, man. What the fuck? I like this as something that I've never really spent a lot of time with. It's kind of interesting to see, but Why? I don't know what any of these pickups are. I just know none of them spell the word Nintendo. Fuck. So sometimes that button shoots a gun and sometimes it does a nitrous, and I'm not really sure why or when it chooses to do one or the other. Oh! Considering it had me buy ammo for this buckshot weapon, like I'm not... Very smooth scrolling, like that's cool. I don't know. Oh, apparently I used my one shield. It doesn't have a horn, like when you're out of ammo and don't have anything to shoot or do. Like when you hit, it doesn't blow a horn when you hit the button. I think that's a shame. Yeah, I don't know, man. This like it loses a little bit of the simplicity of the original, I think. We get the black motor. These menus I think are really terrible. Oh. Well, don't put an arrow there. Like, item placement feels very weird in this game, too. I don't know. I'm not feeling this. Like, it's okay. Like, it kind of captures... You know, it's got the same little jingle before the race starts, and I think that's a pretty key thing to get right, and just like some little bits and pieces there that they do a really good job with, but And the idea of it being a 4-player game is cool, but like who had the 4 score attachment or whatever, you know? Like that's... But it just, I don't know, it feels off. That's my point, is like they've added a little bit of complexity to it, but it doesn't feel like it's made the game better. It feels like it's made it a little bit worse. And this is, I think that's not, the plane thing seems like a dumb addition. It feels like them kind of grasping for like, what can we do? Also, having weapons that, you know, that don't seem to just blow up the opposing cars. Like, instead they just drop money. Like, that's a weird... Like, that's a weird choice, too. Yeah, I don't know. This is a game that feels like they played Ivan Iron Man Stewart's Super Off-Road and said, what if we put some of that into our game? And it's... yeah, this doesn't feel good. The Genesis game, was it like Championship Pro-Am or whatever on the Genesis? That's Rare's 16-bit take on this concept. I think that game is a little more successful. Tuggo Truck Challenge: to pull your opponent to the winning line, press A and then B as fast as possible. Okay. That's a weird... Okay. All right, I guess we can afford a silver motor. Let's get it. Mega motor. That's a lot of motors. And then to be like, oh, the timing on the countdown is different. That's... yeah. You wonder sometimes. So, you know, Nintendo didn't publish this game. They published the first game. You start to wonder how much did Nintendo make any meaningful changes to the first game when they, as the publisher, did they say, hey, why don't you do this, why don't you do this? And then this one is kind of like them kind of going wild and going, I don't know, we want to do this, 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 and this, and it's just like a little, it's a little too much for its own good. Like, item placement is a good example of what I'm talking about. Like, look at how much shit is on the track. You know, like, here's 9 money bags. And what if we put bombs and planes and yeah, it just, it doesn't really feel like it's in the spirit of the racing game that they're making, you know? Like, as someone who would say, I'm a pretty big fan of the first game. God damn it, these stupid bombs. This feels significantly worse, I guess I would say. Yeah, it just feels off. It just feels like they achieved, like, you know, the first game has problems, right? Where the first game, you know, but those problems are like, oh, it sure could use more tracks, you know, if it had a little bit more variety to it, if it had whether it's another tier of cars or whatever, but like you know, there's like 8 tracks, 16 tracks, whatever the number is. It's like a relatively low number that you see on your first or second time playing the game. And so that first game, you go like, oh, there's an astounding foundation here. Like, this is a great game, an amazing game, but it could use a little bit more variety or a little more this and that. Whereas I think, and you know, the AI gets stupid in that game as well. Here it kind of starts stupid. So I just, yeah, this game feels like they tried to add a bunch of stuff to it, and I don't think it's a better game for it. It's a shame because, you know, it feels like, you know, hey, the sequel to RC Pro-Am, you should be like, oh, hell yeah. But alas, here we are. I was hoping for more there. Like I said, I've looked at that game off and on over the years, but I've never really spent a ton of time with it. That's the most I've ever sat down and played it. So I mean, the first game is like I said, a classic. This game, less so, but it still handles okay. Like, you know, when you hit those speed boosts and you make those turns and you line it all up, like, it still feels nice. Like, it's certainly, like, it's a much better game than the NES port of Ivan Iron Man Stewart's Super Off-Road. Like, it's, which I believe Rare did the port of that. That's originally an arcade game. It's significantly better than that. And yet, it's better than Wizards and Warriors. Let's back off a little bit here and rethink that. It's better, yeah, okay. It's better than that port of Bubble Bobble. It's better than Wampum. It's better than California Games. It's better than Bases Loaded, so okay, all right. But that Road Blasters port was pretty good, I gotta say. It's not better than Road Blasters. It's not better than Wrecking Crew. I think where we end up here, scientifically speaking, if we really think about it, it's our new number 72. Congratulations to RC Pro-Am 2. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have the suck-off action of Ring King. I mean, what do you even... Why bother at that point? Fandle suggests the next game. I don't want to play this game. That should tell you something about it. This game's an abomination. It's Skate or Die 2, The Search for Double Trouble. So this is the theme song that wasn't in the NES port of Skate or Die 1 quite as well. This is basically a version of the theme song of the original game on Commodore 64. But worse. game have any connection to 720? It does not. 720 just incorporated the phrase skate or die. The Commodore 64 version has those same samples, some of the same guitar sample style to it. It's just a much cleaner so I think this kind of sounds like shit. I know people are like, oh, this theme song, but it's like, okay, that's cool. You're in love with the wrong version of this song. Because this one sucks. But you also kind of get some Konami drums in this game. Oops, sorry. Very hip daddy-o. Good luck finding him. He's always shooting skag in the alley. The local loco. He's always looking for no good. That's not how... I don't think that's a thing. Another beautiful day in the quiet town of Elwood. I've got to turn this down. Uh-oh. Look at that look of determination on that fucking kid's face. Damn it, ice pick. Ack. Did Kathy show up?
Major bummer, dude.
Major bummer, dude.
Yo, dude.
Nab any rad stuff you might see. I have 1 tacos, 1 tapes, 1 fries, and 1 CDs.
Skate straight.
There's some tacos. The movement is... So if we hit up and B, we do a 180 kick turn. If we just tap B, we shoot paintballs. But no, I do have... Oh, if I had forward, that's what it is. There's Lester. something on that door flashing. Can I go in? Dude. And so if I hit down and B, I can duck.
What's up?
You want to scam a new trick? How about a 180 ollie? If I give him 1 fries, 1 tapes, and 1 CDs, he will teach me a 180 ollie. Also, watch out for yeah, rock and roll. What are you supposed to, like, the dog is fucking faster than you. I mean, eventually you buy better boards and you get more speed, but like, Jesus. And you can't duck and shoot, so the dog is under your paintball shots. I shot that guy, and he turned into a taco, but I was already skating away. And turning around is such a fucking pain in the ass that it's not worth it. This is, you know, it's a real shame to me as someone. I love the original Skate or Die. I think is a fucking cool fucking game. And I'm saddened with how fucking terrible every other game when they tried to turn it into something of a franchise and put it out on consoles and stuff. It is major bummer, dude. Such a miserable fucking experience. This game is absolute fucking trash. Oh, okay. Let's try ramp mode. I'm not pumping properly. Occasionally I'm getting to speed 2. But then I missed the transition zone there where you're supposed to be pumping more. And alright, let's just... trying to figure out how to do more tricks, and it's just not... Okay, so apparently you hit a button to get into the trick, and then I must be more than just letting off the button. Okay, it's not even a button, it's just a direction on the D-pad.
No way, dude.
No way, dude! I mean, it's kind of fun that it has all these shitty voice samples. I don't... No, I'm good. Yeah.
No way, dude.
No, no, really. All right, let's try this fucking abomination one more time.
Dude.
Yo, dude.
Skate straight. Yo, dude.
Yes, I want to spend 1 tacos and 1 fries on a better board.
Skate straight.
Fuck this, dude. This is such shit. Like, the goal here is you are collecting the items. So that you can spend, you know, that currency on more tricks, better boards, and so on. There goes Lester. All right, I've got a tape and a CD. I'll get the rocket board.
Groovy.
Anything to help with the sluggishness of this fucking thing. Is there more stuff to collect back this way? Probably.
Yo, dude.
All right.
Get straight.
Will not let me shoot Rodney. I was trying to shoot the guy that was throwing M80s at me. The movement's so stiff. Even with this upgraded board, like, you know, your top speed improves, but there's just the path of, like, getting moving and having enough flexibility to kind of like get where you need to go. When you see something on screen, you're like, oh, I need to collect that. Like the process of doing it is so laborious. Oh my God. Eventually Lester will skate by, but they always skate by in the streets, so it makes sense to kind of skate down here when you want to see him, but I'm passing by all these tacos. There he was. God damn it. Here comes Lester.
Check it out.
How about a duck shoot? So
Later.
So the duck shoot. I thought would let us shoot the paintball gun while ducking. That is a move. I thought that would... Okay, well, what happened there? Why did I... That was a pretty straightforward path up. I don't... Dude. Fuck. And now we're back in a zone like this where we're just going to fall to our death and... Well, we refilled our life. Congratulations, everyone. We get to keep going.
Yo, dude. Skate straight. What's up?
Mayor's wife says she wants a showdown. All right. So let's replace that with the 180 ollie. So now I assume I go all the way to the right, maybe? Who can say? But I believe we've purchased everything we need to purchase. Why are skaters so rude? Why is he throwing M80s at me? Is he mad because I'm the guy who got skateboards banned?
Skate straight.
I think that was a tape or something. Okay, so if I can figure out how to get up there, I could... Can I kind of just wall ride up and then jump? That's a weird... so I can kind of... What the fuck? It's such a fucking disaster. No, fuck you.
What's up?
Two tacos for a skid stop, huh?
Rock and roll.
Do I have everything I need to trigger the fight to go to the next area, or... This door looks open. I wonder... off, dude. I'm sure this would be like a potentially interesting like speed run to watch or something. And she's just hanging out in this fucking building. Let's go to my rad pack and switch to M80s. What a piece of trash. What a piece of fucking trash. And again, like the original release of Skate or Die, the event-based competition style game, like summer games or world games or what, or caveman games, like that's an awesome game. The first game, the first Skate or Die on home computer Commodore 64 is a fucking excellent video game. And then everything that happened after that is garbage. Garbage. This game shits all over the legacy of that game. Disgusting. Just disgusting. Ugh. I'm sitting here and I'm asking myself, would I rather play Deadly Towers than Skate or Die 2? And the answer is fucking maybe. Huh? All right, Skate or Die 2. It's worse than Renegade. It's worse than Street Fighter 2010, The Final Fight. It's worse than roller games. It's like, in some ways, it's like a really, it's like a shittier version of roller games. I don't know. It's worse than caveman games. It's worse than that grimy Port of Tubin. It's worse than WrestleMania. Is it worse than Deadly Towers? It's not as bad as Super Pitfall. You know, to establish a bottom here, it's no Super Pitfall. Like, it's better than that. It's better than that terrible version of Ghostbusters, which is a real abomination. All right, what's the full title here? Skate or Die 2, The Search for Double Trouble. Congratulations to our new number 165, Skate or Die 2. It's a damn shame. Like, they're from the audio angle, like there are aspects of that game you go like, oh, you know. Like, it's cool that it's got a lot of speech, I guess. But it's terrible. Scientifically speaking, straight up trash. Like, just the movement is so abysmally fucking bad. It's crazy. It's crazy that that's at the game. All right, next up. A game from the Cyber Stadium series. Everyone's favorite Cyber Stadium sports series, the Cyber Stadium series. A game suggested to us by Kyler over on the Patreon, patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann. Thanks, everybody, for signing up over there. Go over there, sign up, get on the Discord, hop on, get some ad-free podcasts, get some bonus shows, all sorts of fun stuff. Support this, support science, you know, support these scientific endeavors to ensure that they can continue without the grim oversight of corporate interests. Science is the enemy of those corporate interests, and vice versa. This is a game called Base Wars. I am not extremely familiar with Base Wars, I would say. M-Cycle. A Flybot. is a really weird intro loop. I'm trying to start the game here. Here we go. The New York Man versus the St. Louis Man. Oh, man, he automatically ran. I didn't... That's right. Wait, this whole stadium is in space? The movement on these balls is... It says that guy has a handgun and 450 hit points. I know there's some shit you can do. Oh, he cranked it. It's weird because you do control the height of the ball. It's weird because in a lot of ways it's just like kind of a whatever baseball game. Like the parts of it that are just regular ass baseball are not great compared to Oh! Oh, okay. All right. Right. Base Wars. I didn't realize that happened on every single, like, base running. Oh, dude. Is there anybody out here? I'm moving the joystick. Is anyone? Okay. juggling me. Pitcher just couldn't. Oh, it was going further back than that. I was like, why? Perspective on that seemed weird. It could really use a noise for the ball. To help assist with height judgment. It's weird that it doesn't have that. Great. You gonna get that or what? Okay. Fuck. Come on now. I really don't like the batting in this at all. The movement on the ball is like fun from a like, yo man, it's a robot perspective. But I think the pitching and batting situation sucks. Yeah. That ball's just getting off the screen because it's moving so fast. That's like a terrible. I mean, like the camera can't really keep up with the scrolling action, and that's not great. It's the fundamentals like this that sync this, you know. And that stuff's very janky. Yeah, the idea of like, what if we put Archon into baseball is like, that's not a terrible idea. You know, what if we battle chest? What if we put a little battle chess into a baseball game? Yeah, it's neat. But there's just kind of... yeah, the movement on the ball, I think, is fucking weird. Especially the up and down. Like, I can't... Like, I don't really think I have I can't swing high, I can't swing low. And the balls get so high. Yeah, the just the baseball part of this is really subpar. Like, this is a great idea. That I feel like could be done so much better, like today. Like, you know, someone could make a pretty cool. Die, motherfucker. I stabbed that motherfucker. Great. Like that stuff, like the... Thought maybe I could take him, but it didn't happen. This is, yeah, this is a cool idea that is just like there's, again, it's the fundamentals. And the fights are so fucking janky, man. He won that. I thought, whatever. I thought I... Great. Like wading through this picture, just fucking jacking off over and over again, throwing wild fucking ridiculous pitches. What? That was high. That seemed way too high to be a strike. Yeah, the visibility on the ball movement is really fucking weird. Like, I'm better off not touching the controller for fielding because it will put the guys in place. Like, the camera control is so bad, or the camera movement is so bad, it's very hard for you to react to catch some of those balls, so you're better off just, like, not doing it. But I think my biggest problem with it, the ball movement is like a cool gimmick. Like, how much movement you can put on it. Yeah. Ugh. This game would be interesting if it had like 3D support. Like with the way the ball is coming at you. See, like my best play there was to not touch the D-pad and let it do its thing all by itself. Like that's the fielding is really crummy, I think. Also, the AI is super fucking dumb. They get doubled off on these all the time. Like that's like a routine fucking pop fly. Like there's no way. Like the AI should not be running in those situations. That like, fuck you. Like the baseball, the BQ, the baseball quotient of this is fucking abysmally low. Just dark. This is a bad representation of baseball. Let's go fight. I mean, that's why we're here, right? Well, shit. Oh, what the fuck is that? All right, ninth inning. Last chance to put it together, but I don't think it's going to happen. It's cool that the sprites are big, but the animations are weird, so it's gotten hard to get a good read on like how this fighting should go. And then just like that, I'm just getting punched out before I even know what the fuck is going on. Like it's I don't know. You know, you got to learn that shit. But at the same time, game set. That's a baseball term. Again, fantastic idea. An incredible idea. This is a game for kids. This is a game for kids who will convince themselves that that great idea is an incredible video game, right? I bet this is a game that, like, if you had this game as a kid, you think it is one of the greatest fucking games ever made. Because of how cool it is. And how cool the fucking robots look, right? But, like, when you break it down, when we think about it as a baseball game, and we think about the other baseball games on the platform, the fielding is shit, the camera movement is terrible, a lot of things about the batting experience like is where they maybe went a little too far on their premise of like, what if you could just throw the ball all over the place and you've got crazy movement and you're just like whir, 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 but like the speed of the pitch is so fast that it's just like it takes away from some of the it skews the guessing game a little bit too much in the pitcher's favor, I guess is what I would say. Like even against the AI there, I felt like I had to just like work the count, which is like kind of cool because like you don't work counts in NES baseball games, you know? But because the AI couldn't fucking get it over the plate because it was too busy going wow, 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 and throwing it all over the place, eventually you're like, well, now I have 3 balls, so I know it's going to come in and throw it over the plate. Which is like it's neat because that doesn't really happen. But yeah, Base Wars is a bad baseball game. You know, like the 80% of the shit you do in that game is just a baseball game, and it's not good. The 20% of what if you fucking fought is rad. It's janky, but it's fucking rad. But like, especially, I mean, just even limiting it to this platform, which is obviously what we're doing here. Like in a world where you've got a Baseball Simulator 1000, which is already on this list. I will refrain from getting into some of the other baseball games because we haven't, the science hasn't touched them yet. But in a world where Baseball Simulator 1000 exists, Base Wars has to be fucking damn good. As just like through and through. Instead, it's a gimmick. Instead, it's a cool fucking gimmick, and it's a game that I look at and go like, God damn. If they nailed the baseball end of this, this would be perfect, you know? But they didn't. The baseball is bad. It's a terrible game of video game baseball. And so that's going to cost it, scientifically speaking. The only other baseball game I think we have on the list so far is Bases Loaded, here at number 67. Just, you know, straight fundamentals. Again, Base Wars is fucking bad. I guess we have Dusty Diamond's All-Star Softball on here as well, which fundamentally that's a sound game. That game's okay. But I think Base Wars, again, as a gimmick without a sound game under it, it's an unfortunate product. I guess we've checked off a handful of baseball games over our time, huh? Like regular ass black box baseball has its issues, but like it's fundamentally sound. You don't do any fielding in that game, but it's early enough that you go like, well, but also, yeah, but again, but scientifically speaking, I think the batting experience there is really good. I think the pitching and batting in that is still really sound. And so I think Base Wars is worse than that. Is Base Wars better or worse than Dino Wars Destruction of Spondylus? It's worse. It's worse. Base Wars is it's better than Tiger Heli though. It's better than Galaxy 5000 Racing in the 51st Century. But probably not by much. Is it better than Zen? Yeah. Like the premise makes you want to keep coming back to it even though, and you know, in the main mode, you know, you go through and upgrade your players and all that sort of stuff, and that's the ideal, right? Is you get to build your team and do all kinds of cool shit, and eventually beat the hell out of the AI with your ridiculous players or another player. You know, if you're building your edit teams and all that sort of stuff, I suppose. Is it better than Conquest of the Crystal Palace? I don't know. It's not, but it is better than a remote control, and so I believe that finds us. at number 118. It's a shame. I know, like I said, I think there are a lot of people that have a lot of love for Base Wars, and I think, if this was a game that you encountered as a kid and like maybe hadn't played a lot of other video game baseball, that I could see falling in love with this thing because it's such a killer idea. But gosh, what a bad game of baseball. All right. Now time to play the game that comes into mind every time the words Dino Wars Destruction of Spondylus come out. I think about this game. I think I thought that this was the game we were playing when that one came up. Martin suggested this one. And I guess I'm not 100% sure what this is. So let's find out. It's Defenders of Dynatron City. Boop, 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 beep, bop, boop. Okay. This is wait, I hit the A button and it's still picked. Okay, let's restart. Radium Dog. Ms. Megawatt. Those are our choices. Jet Headstrong, Radium Dog, and Ms. Megawatt. But Lucas probably thought they had a fucking franchise-ass video game on their hands when it came to this. Let's try Jet Headstrong. Yo, dude. All right. Crime in the streets. Destroy all robots. Finally. Collect interior items. Destroy the blimp and collect supercharger. Huh. Oh, I picked up a car. How did I? All right. Comic in comic shop. Value $5. Oh man, the Base Wars pictures are in here. Dynatron dollars. A button seems to do nothing. So do we want to go to the end of the street and... Oh, what? Hang on. This guy's got a hammer for a head. Hey. Hey, video game. Can we suck less? Just for a second? Yo, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I keep Sewer closed. Clear mall of monsters. Well, I guess I can go in some of these other stores, huh? Can another character use it? Is that... Can you pick up the A? This is... So, okay, let's look at the map here. Dude, this combat feels so insanely bad. I'm... Is that an H? Can the hammer guy use that? Power item. So, you know, like Dick Tracy, it's kind of an open city. And they try to ground it in a way by having street names and... This guy can jump. Okay, this is a much more effective... Turns out this is a way more effective way of killing the robots. Wait, north. Okay, so... Okay, so now we're going north. Enter sewers through sewer plant. The number of steps you have to jump through to, or the hoops you have to jump through to get to the map is also... Wait. No, I didn't change. Trapped! Great. I'm losing my mind playing this. This is so this is so frustrating. Mall closed. Destroy blimp. Okay. So we want to go north, and then we want to go west. North. And then west. Trapped! I can't jump anymore. I have used all my power, I guess. Dude, these should all be hitting, right? What? Dude. I can't use the G. Who can? I don't know. I don't know. Blimp lands on C Street. So we need to go east. So that would be this way. I don't feel good. I seem to only be able to kill these robots by hitting them from the front. Otherwise, they're like walking out of range or something. I'm blown away. The movement is incredibly stiff. Blimp sighted on C Street. Power up, destroy it, and get the supercharger. Okay, so we go to the right. This is C Street. Ran out of time, I guess. I was led to believe that the blimp was landing on C Street. Found the blimp, everybody. This game seems fake. This entire the design of the characters, everything about it seems like some kind of fever dream. Can I attack the blimp? Am I attacking the blimp? Or do I just need to kill all the robots that come out of it? The screen just flashed. Was that me hitting the blimp? I have to hit the flashing thing on the blimp, maybe? Yeah, okay. Fuck, dude. Are you kidding me? Robosaurs, shop for special items, destroy Atom Ed, and collect the supercharger. Okay, apparently we have no superchargers. Oh, or I do have a supercharger, whatever. Food item. Do we need to get in the mall? It said the mall was open. That was like the big news. So so far, no entrances to the mall. All right, we've walked all the way around the mall. The other thing that it said, it said the sewers wouldn't open until the mall was open, so maybe we'll go over. Sewer closed, clear mall of monsters. Dude. Food item. Okay, we made it into the mall. Oh, CDs. Okay, we need CDs and some tapes. And some tacos to buy our next trick. We sell Nintendo new releases here at Sofa Spud Video. Is there a specific mall map? Nope. Nope. And here at the Jocks and Frocks. Oh, cool. Really good music here, not grating in any way. So look at all the copyrights and trademarks and stuff they threw on all these characters, right? I mean, they clearly wanted this to be something. Was it a cartoon? Was there ever a... It was a comic, perhaps. Okay, there was a TV special. Basically, there was an animated pilot, and there was 6 issues of a comic book that Marvel published. Steve Purcell did wrote the comic. Whoopi Goldberg did the voice of Ms. Megawatt in the animated special. Christopher Walken did the voice of Dr. Okay, wait a minute. Originally, Dr. Mayhem was voiced by Christopher Walken. Steve Purcell recalled that the producers at the last minute replaced him with a more cartoony voice. It failed to be picked up as a series. Yeah, no shit. But was subsequently released on VHS. No DVD or digital download released has surfaced as of yet. I can't imagine why they wouldn't, put out a DVD version of this. Jesus. Well, gonna have to track down that pilot and watch it, I guess. That's my curse. That's my curse. Let's get this on the list. It's terrible. Okay, so the thing I will say about it is that it is an open city and you can navigate it. It has a compass. Like there is a logic to how you navigate the world. And that's kind of cool for the platform. Much like Dick Tracy. Much like Dick Tracy. In fact, it's probably not, But the problem, I think the big problem is, I think a lot of the combat feels like absolute shit. The music's no good. I can take or leave the character designs. It's kind of whatever. But the combat, especially with the Hammerman and not being able to hit those robots from behind, having to like move past them and turn around and then hit them in order for it to register, it feels broken. It feels like, oh, is this a late beta? Is this like, well, when they polish this up to put it out for real, I mean, clearly that bug will be fixed or something, but it's frustratingly bad on that front. Like the combat and stuff just feels real terrible. But I like the idea of, here's the city. We're going to tell you the street names, and you're going to navigate it, and you're going to figure it out. And there's a logic to when you take a turn, you'll see the compass change of which way is north, and you'll be like, okay, all right, yeah, all right, I get it. Like there's a logic to the layout of the world that I think a lot of games that tried to do something like this didn't do as well. It's unfortunate that the map is buried as deep as it was. Like if the select button just called up the map very quickly, that would make it a little less frustrating, because then you can see like, oh, well, what street am I trying to get to? Because where are the robots I need to kill? Like, oh, they're on A street. Okay, so there are just aspects of that could have been a lot smoother. In fact, a lot of the menu stuff is like weird. And so it's not a good game. Like the gameplay of it, the combat, the movement, like all of that stuff is pretty rotten. But it at least had an idea there about the layout of the world and all of that stuff. And having like, oh, you finished the first level, and now instead of going to a new 5-block area right away, it'll be like, oh, hey, here's, okay, you're going to go in this mall and do this, and so like there's for the platform, that's kind of more than you get out of a lot of other games. And so it's a weird toss-up where I think like the way they lay out the area and stuff is better than Dick Tracy, but I would say that the gameplay part of Dick Tracy is probably a little bit better. Not that it's good, but this is probably a little worse than Dick Tracy. That's probably where we're at. But a little worse doesn't mean anything right now, because we're not looking at a full list. We only have 200 games. So, a little worse might end up being somewhere down here by the time we're done. Who can say? So we kind of have to start there and say it's not as good as Dick Tracy. It's not as good as Yo Noid. It's not as good as Fester's Quest, which I think actually, has an interesting layout, but could use a more logical map type thing. It's not as good as Werewolf the Last Warrior, but no, it's worse than Three Stooges. It's worse than Street Fighter 2010. It's worse than Raid on Bungling Bay. Yeah, you know what? Defenders of Dynatron City. Where we find ourselves is right here. It's better than Break Time, the National Pool Tour, but it's no Pinball Quest. And there you have it. There you have it, man. Defenders of Dynatron City. I never would have. I don't know. Like, I feel like I've seen the box art for that, but I don't think I've ever seen that game in motion. And it's crazy. That game's crazy. Thanks to Martin for suggesting it and helping us get it on the list here. That's going to do it for this week's installment. An interesting mix of games, a little sports. We got some sports on there. That's for sure. I suppose if you consider Skate or Die a sports game, you consider RC Pro M2 a sports game, then it was kind of almost all sports in a weird way. Great to get some of these games on the list. What are we looking at here? We've got 178 games here now. Our top 10 didn't, our bottom 10 rather didn't change, though Skate or Die 2 certainly came close. Oh, Skate or Die 2 is a trap. Like, that's a game that someone should have landed in jail over that product. Lock them up. Lock them up for what they did to the Skate or Die franchise. Don't even get me started about Ski or Die. Oh my God. Top 10 looking pretty solid. Feeling pretty good about it. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Tekken 8, played some of that last night. That's up on YouTube right now if you want to check that out. It seems quite good. I haven't really had time to delve into the main story mode just yet, but we did play some character stories and made our way through some stuff. It needs some patches. Right now, we played some PlayStation 5 and some PC, and both seem to crash when you take it online, which is no good. That's bad. But other than that, looks very good. Very nice looking characters, great looking backgrounds. Like, the combat it's a Tekken game. They've made some nice changes to it, I think, but they're, at the end of the day, I think if you've played some Tekken, you have a pretty good idea of what it is. Yeah, did they patch it? I'll have to launch Steam and see if they fixed that stuff. That'd be fun. I'll probably mess with that over the weekend a little bit. And we'll be back on Tuesday with the podcast. Until then, go check out that Tekken video. It's down. No, I don't know. It's right here. No, I'm not doing the like end of video click thing. I don't know. Can you even do that anymore? I thought YouTube took that away. Anyway, what was I talking about? I'll see you later. Have a good one.